Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday morning. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I have a word for you. Tap in. Happy Monday, guys. This is serious. This is serious. This is serious. However, all of my recordings are serious, but sometimes I like to have fun or I crack my own self up. But the way this download came clear as day is how serious the Holy Spirit was, how God is when I received it, and how I am to deliver it. The promise is ready. The promise has been ready. What's holding up many of us is that we are idolizing something. We are using something as an idol. And what came to my spirit is it's one thing in particular. Not to say that you don't have several. Maybe you only have one. However, whatever that one thing is, you know exactly what that one thing is. I wrote down 13, just what dropped in my spirit. But I'm sure there's tons more. Get in where you fit in. Tap in. There is no question about it. You know, all caps, know what this particular idol is. In fact, this particular idol has been a struggle throughout the process. This is something that you were able to stop, then you start again when things get rough. You stop from conviction, then you pick it back up because life be lifing, right? You stopped because God had convicted you again and been clear about it that it cannot go and you will not reach the promised land destiny with this particular idol. So it's a struggle for you. But now the download clear as day was like, listen, right? I've been gentle. I've understood that this is a struggle. I understand. I get it. You're fleshly beings. However, this is going to determine if you receive this promise. So it's not that it's going to come easy. It's probably going to be one of the most difficult things you've ever done. So it's not that it's going to come easy. It's just going to determine if you can reach the promised land. Because whatever this thing is, it cannot go. It's going to be detrimental to yourself or to someone or to something when you reach the promise. So it can't go. So it's more than the fact that it's a sin. It's going to be detrimental to whatever or whoever or whenever is on the other side at the promise. The thing about it is, God either has told you how to get help in this area. This can look like, I don't know, right? That's between you and God. That can look like counseling. That can look like therapy. That can look like wise counsel. That can look like fasting. That can look like just whatever. Because here's the thing. Again, we know that in our community, therapy, things like that are not as people are waking up to it now. But therapy will truly give you tools, right? I don't believe therapy is to heal you per se. I believe only the Holy Spirit can heal you and you working towards it. But therapy literally gives you tools, right? When you're talking about psychiatry with it's medications. However, that's between you and God. But someone had asked me that. This is why this is coming up. A therapist cannot prescribe medications to you. A therapist helps you to unpack all of your trauma, unpack things, help you to kind of like take things and organize them so you can really understand why something affects you the way it did, how certain trauma wounds or childhood issues affect how you are today, and certain things that you can do to control your triggers or to help your triggers. Psychiatry is who will describe medications. A therapist will probably recommend a psychiatrist if they feel like you need meds. Listen, never mind. That's between you and God. Okay, so here are the listen. I think it's 13. I don't even know, but I'm going to run down the list, and I'm not going to even like really expand because it's between you and God. One of these things may hit you, two may hit you, all may hit you. But at least one is going to hit you if you're listening to this recording because you were convicted somehow to click on this particular recording. All right. Number one, excessive alcohol. Excessive alcohol. 2, weed. 3, porn. 4, sex addiction. 5, food addiction. 6, anger and rage. 7, pride. 8, selfishness. 9, people pleasing. 10, idolizing the idea of marriage. Idolizing the idea of marriage or a purpose partner. There's nothing wrong with wanting and seeking. Idolizing it. And you know what idolizing is. You can't even see past it. You know. Number 10 or 11, I don't even know. The refusal of leaving a job, a city, or a person. Refusing of leaving a city, job, or a person. Next one, sexuality. I'm not even going to touch that. That's between you and God. Sexuality. Next one. Even idolizing the promise. I think that's the last one. Even idolizing the promise. Yes, God gives us spiritual downloads and promptings and visions, or however you yourself receive whatever the promise that God has promised you. You can get to the point where you start idolizing it. Because see, it's one thing to understand that, okay, God has given me a promise. But when we're getting ahead of God, when we're constantly trying to beat the door down, trying to make that thing happen before it's time, regardless of X, Y, and Z, when you're getting ahead of God, you can't even see past nothing else. God can't even use you in any other way because your mind is consumed with making this promise happen, which you can't anyway, right? You learn that after you spin your wheels one too many times, and God allows you to bump your head one too many times, right? But you can get to the point where you're literally idolizing the promise itself, and God is not going to open that door, because if he opens the door when you're idolizing the promise, you're going to forget about God when he opens the door. Does that make sense? So I wanted to share that. It was clear as day, and very, very profound. The door will not open. You will not reach the promised land if there's a certain thing that God has been clear to you and he told you that thing cannot go. In fact, something else that came very profound was, whatever that thing is an open door for the enemy. And the enemy is going to use that one particular thing to either attempt to take you out or to just cause havoc and chaos where it's just not good. So the enemy it will be an open door. The enemy will literally, he's going to target that area. He's going to target that area, and that area is going to be literally designed that he targets to either take you out, to embarrass you, to shame you, to just prevent you overall from reaching the promised land. I wanted to share that. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.